afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for June 16th, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. For the next few minutes, I'd like you to explore how powerful your mind truly is. Imagine that there is an infinite source of golden light entering into the base of your spine right now. This powerful energy is being pulled up your spine with each breath you take. With every sacred inhalation, more golden energy is flowing up your spine and filling up your stomach, chest, back, head, and limbs. Your entire body is becoming a fountain of golden healing light. Slowly the energy pours out the top of your head and cascades down your head, back, and all around your skin, covering your entire body in golden goodness. With every minute of breathing, the light becomes brighter and your body feels more energized. Relax into this healing experience and allow yourself to accept a growing sense of peace within. Notice what subtle sensations occur inside you by breathing slowly and deeply into this creative experience. The healing benefits from just 3 minutes of this visualization are profound. So, the more you practice breathing golden light up your spine, the more you will realize that there already is a manifesting power inside of you which allows you to create any experience of reality that you wish to have. Do you realize that you have this power right now? Do you realize that you cannot turn off this manifesting power and it will be on every day for the rest of your life? Many magical things await you. By feeling the golden light flowing up your spine all day long, you'll attract more love, health, abundance, freedom, and happiness than you thought was possible. Let's try it for the rest of today. Imagine every cell throughout your body will continue increasing in this golden healing energy, growing stronger and brighter throughout the day. And when you go to bed tonight, see if you feel that you have a much richer, more abundant life to enjoy. Enlightenment is loving what you fear. What is fear made of? Fear is made of ignorance of one's own self. What is fear made of? Fear is made of ignorance of one's own self, Osho. Your life is meant to be a magical manifesting adventure. And in order to experience your greatest magic, power, and freedom, you must choose to first be totally free from the grasp of fear. When your heart is truly fearless, your soul trusts that it's safe to perpetually open up to life, and nothing feels impossible for you. You can ask anything of the universe, and it is not too much. The fearless being is the most desired, empowered, and beautiful being in the entire universe. Whatever their heart desires instantly begins to manifest into this world. Now, I know this sounds crazy, ridiculous, or outrageous. Yet, when you learn how to transform fear, every moment becomes an invitation to meet the divine. Awaiting within each person is an enlightening, heart-opening, godly experience. The secret is discovering this fearless freedom begins with one simple step. Approach all fear with fascination. When you meet fear with curiosity, life takes you into higher states of expansion instead of deeper, limiting sensations of contraction. Fascination makes you become more open, relaxed, and receptive to the magic that is all around you. You naturally want to dive into life and experience each person you meet with endless wonder, curiosity, and this creates more intimacy. It requires tremendous courage to change your relationship with fear. Yet if you don't fear will continue to castrate the rest of your life. Try this experiment this week. Pick one day where you are going to create more freedom in your life by meeting your fear with fascination. Whatever may happen to you in these short 24 hours, don't let any fear shrink you. Yet, allow it to move through you in such a way that it creates a transformation inside you. Breathe into your fear. Welcome it. And when you say yes to it, it will shift before your very eyes. If you can maintain this commitment to yourself for this one day, you might yet believe by evening time that you are one of the most fortunate, sacred, and amazing beings who are alive on this planet. The possibility of living in doubt, skepticism, and resistance to life will always be there in each moment. Fear can sneak in and take on one of these disguises. It doesn't mean you have to pay attention to it. You can choose to ignore any fearful energy or feeling that you sense growing inside you and breathe beyond it. Simply take a look underneath the contracted fear-based energy, and you'll see that it's an angel in disguise, simply there to help you create deeper roots of love. Fear has this very special and sacred job in your life. It is going to make sure that we all don't die without feeling ridiculously alive. If we are not pouncing on our life's mission, taking the risk to open our hearts to love every day, believing in the impossible, and reaching for the miraculous, then fear will do its job and start eating at you. We need fear there, yet we don't have to live in it. If our world was completely without the concept of fear, we would be zombies. There would be no courage or vigilance or awareness. We wouldn't be very accurate at focusing our precious attention and intention into what makes our hearts fully sing. Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is more important than fear. Ambrose Redmond. There is a second extra credit homework assignment that I have for those who are real lovers of fear. For every day of this next week, explore a feeling of deep acceptance with your personal relationship with fear. How do you typically respond when fear shows its scary head? Do you run and hide, then retaliate with anxiety? When fear comes into your body, what happens? So my invitation is to make this more conscious so that you learn how to use fear instead of being used by it. When you stop feeding fear, fear can feed you. It's just energy, and when you find out how to welcome it in with curiosity, it sharpens your focus, clarifies your intentions, and makes your whole body mind super passionate about what you want to get out of this life. So for you this week is no small matter. It will shake you to your roots. This is what it's meant to do. so that the real metamorphosis can begin. Stop resisting fear. Start welcoming it in. Learn how to ride the hungry tiger instead of being eaten by it. You will actually enjoy everything about this life again. We are all running away from ourselves. Yet, whatever parts we are running away from always end up becoming what we run towards at some point, in this lifetime or the next. Learn how to embrace your fear. Love your fear, and you will form a deeper spiritual respect for this life. You will appreciate all variations of this life, and not just be seeking to have easy, good days. Find what it is you truly fear. Love, intimacy, success, failure, whatever it is, invite it in and see how all your ancient phobias instantly flip around and become waves of enthralling fascination. Have fun. You can look forward to each meeting you have with fear. And when you do, you've truly mastered the game. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing we care to do is relax our bodies. Head to toe. And it's like a wave. Picture a warm golden wave just flowing over your body. Every muscle, every tension, every stress, every fear falling away. And we do this by our breath. Many of us have tried many different ways to relax. A lot of them artificial. It always comes back to the breath. Easy and slowly in through the nose. Easy and slowly out through the mouth. The body that we're in, because none of us are the body. We are the God within the body. We are not the character, the personality. We are not our status in this life. We are the God. So you picture that body as a super massive magnetic sponge, and it draws everything. Or it stores everything. We don't. It's not like, I'm going to store stress over here. I'm going to put this here. We store it. And unconsciously, we don't realize how much of it goes into the body and creates the stress. Fear, anxiety, worry. So when we focus on our breath, the body lets go. Just like the ego mind is stilled and the subconscious mind is stilled because they don't exist in the now. Okay? They don't exist in the now. So it's like all of that tension and anger and frustration and fear, anxiety, whatever it may be, worry, melts off the body. It's like letting the air out of a balloon in different parts of the body. They get too full of what we stash in the body with worry, stress, and fear. This is why focusing on the breath is so empowering. And the only way we can master the ego mind and the subconscious mind is through the now and focusing on the breath that keeps you in the now. You watch them. See, when you watch them, you're not judging them, you're watching how they operate. You learn how to use them in your favor rather than as a slave to them. And it's important for all of us to make the commitment to ourselves to be gentle, kind, generous, and humble at all times with ourselves. To be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of the purest purest. Eternal gratitude, love, peace. Because we all put out, each of us, endlessly, over 60,000 thoughts every 24 hours. Now, we send these thoughts out to the universe. It doesn't mean we know every one of them, because we don't. This is where Buddha says, be mindful of your thoughts. Master your thoughts. So this is why we get these surprises that come into our lives that we say, where did that come from? So, also, we have tens of millions and billions of thoughts that fly by like clouds in the sky. They're thoughts, right? But they're actually programs. 99.9% of them are not ours. See? Now, with all that stuff going on, at times we are pulled out of the now, in fact, as much as possible, and we float off. We grab onto one of those clouds and we float away. We all do it. None of us are exempt from it. But the key is that to know, to be cognizant of the fact that you know. So you say, I'm going to focus on my breath and I'll be in the now 3,000% of the time, which is every time. And you'll find yourself, you'll be aware, say, and it won't be a big deal when you float off because you'll be aware of it. Most people aren't. And you'll be able to go into the now whenever you choose. The more you go into the now, the more you're going to want to stay in the now. Habits sometimes for us are hard to break, right? They're hard to stop. So when we're habitually connected to the physical material world every day, day in and day out through the ego mind, lifetime after lifetime, it's a challenge to finally break that habit, stop it, and start going within, focusing on the breath, being in the now. If someone were to say, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? Literally, you wouldn't be able to answer that correctly because you're only in the moment, the now. And why is that? Because we can all ask ourselves one simple question, truthfully, honestly, trustfully with ourselves, through the heart mind. Can any of us guarantee that we'll wake up tomorrow morning? No, we can't. Why would we follow the ego mind incessantly into yesterday or tomorrow, into the past or the future, for this whole life that we're in? Worrying, stressing, and fearing. About something that isn't there now. Now, it's uncomfortable for many, say. It doesn't mean you can't plan, right? Or does it? Or to set goals? Or does it? We've been all trained, incessantly so, to believe that we are not powerful, to believe that we cannot manifest anything, right? That we can't manifest the dream life that we desire. Most of us are fighting upstream. Every life we enter, we fight the current. Climb, grit, crawl, pull to get to the top. Whatever the top may be for each of us. But those who do finally master staying in the now, know that by doing that, they can increase their vibrational frequency genuinely, and the flow of abundance from the universe connects right to them. The vibrational frequency goes up, pretty much stays there. And opportunities, situations, all kinds of things flow to them. They don't have to chase them. They flow to them. And it doesn't, and all of us have this. It flows to us. Unfortunately, we aren't aware of that. So our frequencies aren't that high. We're not in the now. We're usually chasing tomorrow or yesterday, and we miss the now. And the now is the only place this happens, where the stream of abundance and prosperity from the universe really plugs into you. And it's like you take a plug out of the wall, right? You plug it in and things happen. But the majority of this population, this civilization, is not aware of that. Now picture yourself standing in front of three paths. You're in the center. You're in the now. You're focused on your breath. You're at ease. You look down and there's a golden circle, right? It's like a shimmering pad. Now you notice when you look at all three of these paths that the trees have formed a canopy over them. Canopy is a shimmering golden light. Branches, leaves, bark. And the path itself is a brilliant emerald green flaming grass. It appears to be grass. Now you look at yesterday's path, it's really worn. And tomorrow's path is really worn. Today, the now path, it looks almost brand new. Almost. Why is that? Why does it almost look brand new? Because of the ego mind, the subconscious mind. The ego mind does everything it can to keep us into tomorrow or yesterday. Does a good job of it. And that's why the center path now looks almost brand new. It's to be aware of this, though, is the key. To be aware of it. Now, we all reminisce, right? We all have memories that we obtain in this life of experiences. And at times, things come in, could be a thought, it could be a feeling, you could be doing something, a song, whatever, and you reminisce. You know, I remember that time when we did this, or I did this. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't mind doing that again. I remember the time I tried something with a situation, didn't work. I know now that I can try something different to see if that works. So we kind of use, in the past, we kind of use it because of experiences that we collect. We use it as a resource center. It's a great hall. We all have a great hall. And the great hall has all of our past lives, everything. Now, we'll go in there. We'll open the door and turn a light. When you walk into a room, you don't, some people are aware, kind of, but you immediately glance real quickly at the walls and the ceiling. When you go into your great hall, it is so vast that you don't see walls or ceilings. Nonetheless, you will go to shelves and drawers and you will get some movies, some pictures, and some books. You will go sit in an easy chair. There is this kind of a white slate floating in midair. And so you'll watch some of the movies and you'll look at some of the books, read some of the books, look at some of the pictures. And you have a good time. But you don't stay there. You will end up taking everything, putting it back in its proper place, turning off the light, shutting the door, moving forward in life. And on occasion, you'll revisit. Some of us, however, unconsciously stay there so long that we end up taking that yesterday or that past, bringing it into a future that doesn't exist, creating that future from that past, reliving that past in that future. And this is why a lot of people will say, no matter what I do, I always seem to end up here. Now, we all go into the future. You know why we want to go into the future? Because the ego mind is sitting there poking you, pushing you, trying to get you anxious and hurried all the time. None of us are exempt from it to varying degrees, poking you, pushing you, prodding you. You know. So we go into the future, the tomorrow, and then we seek external authority to tell us what's going to happen in the near future for us, right? So there's many, and you've got card readers, you've got astrologers, you've got psychics, clairvoyants, you've got tea leaf readers, you've got palm readers, you've got pendulum readers. I mean, a lot of different sources. And, so you go to one, and let's say they do a card reading for you. And they tell you about every one of the cards and what's happening and, what's on your horizon. There's three major requests. Everybody that wants a reading or a card reading or a tea leaf reading, palm reading, whatever. And the request is money, health, and romance, relationships. Not necessarily in that order. So a lot of the time it's money. So we want to know when we're going to have funds, additional money that we can have, enjoy, whatever, right? And so the reader tells you that in this period of time, this is what's going to come your way. It's going to come out of the clear blue. You won't have any expectations. You won't even be aware. It'll just come in. Okay? Now, you've got the inquisitive people that will say, well, when is this going to be? How is it going to happen? Where is it going to happen? How much is it going to be? See, all these details. Now, the other person looks at it and says, that's great. I'm open to that. That's wonderful. And then they forget about it. Not easy to do. Okay. The other person keeps revisiting it after the reading, right? And they mark a date on their calendar, and then they wait, and they start forming expectations and attachments to the outcome, and it never really happens for them. The other one, though, pretty much has forgotten about it because they have total trust in the universe themselves. So they accept it, embraced it, so let it go. And then it comes in and goes, where'd this come from? Man, this is great. That's why so many people that have expectations and attachments to the outcome of anything miss it. because they're so fixated on it. It's on their mind all the time. Then they get frustrated and irritated because it's not happening quick enough or this or that. In order to trust the universe, you've got to trust yourself. Period. You've got to trust yourself. 150% got to trust yourself. Implicitly. Same with the universe. Any little doubt halts it. Halts prosperity, halts the abundance, halts the wealth. Now, all of us have the gods that we are, parts of ourselves that are totally stone cold asleep. We have other parts of ourselves that are awake. We deeply love the parts of ourselves that's asleep as well as the ones that are awake. We're consciously aware, which means that we know through our heart minds that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And we have this thing called illusion. And it's a good one, too, because we're all fooled by illusion, the illusion of separation. And because we're in these bodies, and the bodies appear separate, and the trees appear separate, everything appears separate, doesn't it? So you're looking around, you're going, everything appears separate. On the physical face of everything, it does, doesn't it? But that's why we believe that we're separate, because we are not in the body. We act like we are the body. And so separation is a common thing. Only when you decide to go within do you start realizing that we're all one. Now, there's people on this planet, right? They're just not ready to wake up in this lifetime. So they will leave the body, and they'll come back into another body and see if they can discover it in that lifetime. Parts of ourselves do, parts of ourselves don't. And when you look at all of and it all kind of plays out, doesn't it? Because we're so caught in this separation, illusion. So when you interact with the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the feline, Zeta Reticuli, Nords, Greys, Anunnaki, Draco Reptilian, Gold Pyramid Avian, just to name a few, they have physical form. They have a God within that physical form. Period. That God in that physical form is part of the God in our physical form. And those two gods, those two parts, they aren't different from each other. They're one. They're one and the same. The archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, right? The God is within their bodies, as the God is within our bodies. Now, it appears because we're in bodies that we're all separate, right? So it gives us a kind of a feeling of individuality, the body, so that we go off and experience different things as the God. You look at all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, or dark and beneath earth. All of them have a God within them. You look at all loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes we've inhabited. They're all gods. They're part of us, the gods that we are. Vice versa. You look at like the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, The mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the Pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. Many, many more. They all have a God within them. Is that God any different than the God within us? No. We're all one. Anywhere in all existence, beyond existence and beyond consciousness, we're all God. And then we're experiencing physical forms of all kinds. Some you would never really look at and say, wow, that's a physical form? It's an experience. So when we look at this planet, and we notice that we've decided the gods that we are, not the bodies, but the gods that we are within the body, that we say enough's enough, right? So we look at all the death, destruction, and all the vileness and evil and everything, and we look at the good and the vibrant and the expansive, and we say, well, let's once and for all eliminate the pure, corrupted evil on this planet through love. So you can go in all kinds of numbers. You can go into gigaplexes. One gigaplex fills this universe with not even one sacred square inch of sacred space to spare. But not everyone is awake. So you look at hundreds of millions transforming this planet into a God planet paradise in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love. And our God, force, love, light, energy isn't all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to grow, intensify, and expand. Now we form a massive circle of white fire light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This white fire light emanates from the gods within each and every one of us. Pure, deep, eternal love, the highest vibrational frequency. And we are flooding, saturating, and permeating this planet, infinity and beyond. Not even an atom, a quark, or an orm, nothing can escape it. Instantaneously saturated in this pure, deep, eternal love. Now we begin to descend above the planet, and we come immediate in contact with this massive ocean of glitter. Now, the best way we can describe this ocean of glitter, because we want to describe it, is what we've experienced in physical form on this planet. You know, grand finale fireworks display, laser light show display, ballroom globe, which we all know as you shine light on it, it floods the room with light through the mirrors. So we take all of these, we combine them, and we intensify them a trillion times. And we create one massive crescendo, one beautiful burst of vibrant, multicolored light spreading everywhere and is everywhere and beyond. That's as near as we can get to describe the ocean of glitter. Now, we look at the reflective points in this ocean of glitter, which are everywhere. And we notice these little tiny microscopic mirrors, perfectly etched. We enter them, we discover that all of us, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, are teaching each other, learning from each other. Now, the majority of us that are caught in the material, physical world are going to miss this, the majority of it. Those who have decided to go within to discover the gods that they are within the body, they won't miss it. They'll start understanding it. You know, they look at a tree and they go, that tree there, it's not part of me. And then you go, mind says, you're right, it's silly, it's crazy. But how does that tree sustain itself? God, force, love, light, energy. Everything, life is God. And so in many ways, God enters a tree to experience the physicalness and experience what it's like to be a tree. Rock, bird, stone, dog, cat, moose, horse, pig, whatever it may be, blade of grass, leaf on a tree. And so all of these things teach us something. We're receptive and not distracted. You remember as a kid, how many of us would look at things with just open freshness and imagination and say, well, I want to be a cow or I want to be a horse. I wonder what it'd be like to be that. And even today, in this now, you look at something and you want to know what it's like to be that. You focus on the now, and you're breathing. And for a brief moment, you know exactly what it's like to be that. And see, once all the other gods inhabiting all the other physical forms recognize it as you recognize, phenomenal things will happen. Birds will appear around. Bugs, seriously. Different animals will show up. See? And they'll all know another one has gone within to discover the God that they are. Now, we create columns of light at the gods that we are in these bodies to remind us. It's like Archangel Raphael carrying a brilliant emerald green flaming healing light. This reminds us, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we're the power of healing these bodies. It's like Archangel Michael carrying a violet, blue, purple flaming light. This reminds us, the gods that we are, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. Then there's the white fire light. This emanates from the gods that we are within these bodies. It is a supreme armor, nothing like the armor on this planet, way beyond that. Because it's pure, deep, eternal love, it's impenetrable by lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. As long as you maintain that frequency, you have no demon possession, attachments, all kinds of things. Because the lower frequencies, dark matter, goop, it can't hold and sustain a form around such a high frequency. So it vaporizes or it stays away. So we're protected 24/7, infinity and beyond, period. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency, consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, anger, fear, greed, manipulation, revenge, dishonesty, hurriedness, envy, worry, stress, you will create a breach in your white fire armor. Enough so to allow all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then, demon possession, attachments, anything's possible. Now, if you do decide to do this, we have fail-safe. We gods that we are creating. So we have a double column of light. First part of the column is the purple transmuting flame. This reminds us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are gone. Then we have the second part of this column of light, the violet ray. This reminds us that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational frequency and harmony into the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. Then we're met with the golden white pink light, firelight. This is a column of light that we, the gods within these bodies, created to remind us all that we are the sun, the sunlight, the rain, the rainbows, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the sunsets, the sunrises, the trees, the forests, all the animals, the soils. We're everything. Everything is us, the clouds in the sky. But again, see, we're caught in the illusion of separation. So we all see sunsets and sunrises and starry lit night skies and rainbows, and we say those are just beautiful, they're gorgeous, they're spectacular. That's true because it's you, all of us, the gods that we are in these bodies. So through the heart mind and not the head, the ego mind, when we see a sunset, that's the God that I am. It's like, can we make a planet or can't we? Look at the beauty that we are. The majesty, the grandness through the heart mind. Now we continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us decide to step outside our physical form from carrying physical form. And the reason we do this and we hover effortlessly above that physical form is because we can, and it's fun. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We, the gods within these bodies, created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we discover this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is this humongous golden white bowl of light. In turn, we see that it is surrounded by multicolored rings of light that seem to go to infinity and beyond. This, in turn, creates this massive, super bright, sparkling, white, misty cloud. And it's absorbed through our heart minds, and it feels like a warm embrace that never ends. We discover that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes gratitude. Well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, and massive abundance. And all of this a reflection of the gods that we are within these bodies. Now, we designed the tower so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, permeating, saturating, and flooding this planet and all life. The highest supreme value in the universe is on it, in it, above, and below it. Infinity and beyond. So what is the golden ocean? Pure, deep, eternal love. We are all drops of this ocean, the golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is a drop, drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. Now we see our meditative sphere. We, the gods within these bodies, created this sphere over 4 years ago, holds almost 1,900 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Now, think about that. Over 4 years, every day, once in a while, a couple times a day, nearly 1,900 meditations in perpetual motion, intensifying, expanding, and growing, flooding, saturating, and permeating this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, on it, in it, above it, and below it, infinity and beyond. This is why this meditative sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. Can you see there is no escape at all whatsoever of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, the corrupted souls, the twisted pure evil? There is no escape. It's an inevitability that they will be vanished through pure, deep, eternal love. Now, you can tap in anytime you wish. Focus on your breath. Still the ego mind, subconscious mind. Move into the now. And through the heart mind, you can literally see what's taking place all over this planet. You see this black that you could never imagine the black that it is. You see it. And it's the blackest of the blackest black. And it's goop, and you have the AI rogue goop, you have the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, you have the pure corrupted evil, corrupted soul, and you see it vacating the planet. It's going up as if it's being vaporized, right? And we, the gods, created this atmosphere of brilliant golden white, pink shimmer in our atmosphere. And it's everywhere. You can see it, you see through it, and you can tell it's there because you can see the color and the vibrance and the high frequency of pure, deep, eternal love. So this goop is disintegrating as it goes up in the atmosphere, and we perform the gods that we are, this kind of a canopy, this cloud, the sky, and it's a golden white pink light, and it's brilliant, super bright. So any of the remnants of the goop that makes it through the atmosphere, which isn't much, is flashed immediately, and it's gone. It's a complete disintegration of the lower dark matter frequencies, lower dark matter survival frequencies, and the corrupted souls and the pure evil. And you can tap in to see it any time you wish, any part of the day, morning, night, evening, through the heart mind. Depending on how long you've been ignoring certain issues in your life or running away from certain thoughts, the longer it may take to actually relax, train, and quiet the mind. At the very moment you let go of your life and are infinitely patient and accepting of yourself the way you are, a completely overflowing abundance of relaxation and energy will rise into you and through the world around you. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy, slow breath in through the nose and an easy, slow breath out of the mouth. Be still. Just for today, practice accepting everything about yourself. Accept what you like and don't like inside you. Just feel what it is like to stop fighting yourself and accept whatever you see and feel represents you. Remember, whatever you have trouble accepting is here to awaken you even more to your own brilliance. Everything happens for a divine purpose and is meant to push you towards a more enlightened state of being. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. We'll return here Friday, June 17th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call, and 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our reverse aging health call.